going to talk about our mentorship innovation is going to, we are going to talk about mentorship innovation in Kenya. And we are just going to discuss on how it took place, on how we organized that, and what are some of the principles and the values of ABCD that were captured during the formation of the mentorship program. And my co-host Esther is going to talk more, is going to delve more into how we engage the young people and what are some of the principles that we used in that engagement, and what are some of the tools that you used with them. And I hope it's going to be a wonderful session as we continue sharing. So I will begin with a story on how it took off. These are mentorship program, just a mentee talking to some of the young people. And how did we familiarize ourselves with the ABCD model? In 2016, we met Ruben Medina, who is one of the ABCD faculty member, and he's the one who introduced us to ABCD. And he talked and he told us how we can change our approach to development, and maybe begin from what is inside rather than beginning from what is outside. And that's how we took the model. And Ruben actually shared his principles. He told us about the 6 types of assets that are within ABCD. He talked about the culture. He talked about the stories, the richness of the people's interests. And he shared a lot. And actually, that's how we picked the ABCD model. And we tried to move with it from 2016. And in 2017, we had a community conversation with young people. And we were trying to discuss on how, because Kenya is a country that is young and is growing, and we have the rate of unemployment is very high. So we had a community conference with young people, and we discussed on how can we leverage on the assets that we have to create our own jobs and our own employment. And the theme of the community conversation was worrying job crisis, the service skills crisis in the youth in Kangemi. Kangemi is actually an informal settlement within Nairobi city, okay? And in context, just to try and look at the context of the Kenyan youth before we even go ahead. In Kenya, according to the constitution, anyone between the ages of 18 to 35 is a young person. And these are the ones who make the majority of Kenyans. Actually, the young people make almost 60% of the general population. And within that general population, actually 40% of them are unemployed. So you can see the challenge. If we don't look into what we have, then how do we now get these people to be an opportunity to the society, or to be positive agents of change in the society? And just in context. So with all this conversation with Ruben and the community conversations, then we decided we came together and talked and decided, from what we had seen with an engagement within us and the young people, that came the birth of the mentorship program, okay? And as the mentorship program, young people came and said that what we need to do is now to see who can work with us, because as much as we are talking about what is inside us, some of them even don't know some skills that they have. Some of them even don't know their talents. So they had to have someone who can work with them for them to understand where they're going and where they're coming from. And with that conversation, we set up a mentorship program in 2017. And that's how we have been changing the community in Kangemi. We have been providing guidance, we've been providing experiences, we have been matching young people with the older ones so that they can learn from them. And it has been a very, very great experience. And just before I can bring in Esther, I would like us to do a small exercise. Can each and every person get a pen and a paper? Because I'm an artist there. So I think whatever you are, you can get a pen and a paper. I would like us to do a small exercise. Are we ready? Are we all having a pen and a paper? Yes. Now I'm going to screenshot. What I want you to do, I want you to put it on the head. I want you to put it on the head. Then I want you to draw a sketch of a human being on that pen and paper. Well, you're not looking at it. Put it on the head and then draw a sketch of a human being. Are we clear? You draw a sketch of a human being with the eyes and the legs and the body, every part. Okay. Then after doing it, I want you to share it on the screen so that you can see your image, what you have drawn. So you can share it to see how you have captured your human being. Yeah. Wilfred, I can't see yours. Yes, you can share. Let me see how it looks like, because I would like to take a screenshot. I would like to take a screenshot of what you have done. So what you're going to do, just share, and then I'm going to take a screenshot of the whole picture. How can you use?
Oh, stop the screen.
Yes. Just give me a moment. Just give me a minute. I'm going to take a screenshot.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, I can't really get where the screenshot part is. Actually, we are new to this. Maybe someone can help.
Yep, if you stop sharing your screen.
Yes.
And then we will all come back. There you go.
Okay. Okay, good. So how do I take a screenshot of this?
I could do it and send it to you if you like.
Thank you. So you can all share, and then Dee is going to take the screenshot of what you have shared as the images of what we have drawn as a person. Eh?
All right, are we all ready? Where's yours, Winifred? Hang on, she's coming. Here comes Joe. Winifred, I can't see yours with your background.
I'm trying to remove my background. Just give me do I even know how to remove
Okay, hang on. We might have to do it again.
Yes,
when
Winifred
takes away her background.
She has
video.
Call the kids in, that's right.
Filters, your video settings. None. Oh,
okay.
Yes.
We ready again? Hold up your picture. Good.
You've taken, yeah?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, that is I'm an abstraction artist. I do abstract art, and abstract art has many forms, and this is just one of it. When you share the screen, you realize this is art in a way, yeah? Yes, so with that, I think I'm going to usher in Esther, who is my co-host, to share the experience that she has had with the mentorship program and some of the tools that we have used. Thank you very much.
Sharing the screen.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, again, good morning from Kenya. Thank you so much. Welcome. As my co-host, Charles has begun, is how we began the ABCD practice in Kenya in 2016, and getting the information, and again now beginning to actualize by taking some of the program. And as he has said, that we had a young people conversation, or the youth conversation in the community, and the main concern was unemployment And we talked about an employment as compared to skills. And we realized that most people contrary to the ABCD model that believes look from inside, that they have grass model, look at what you have, not what you don't have. Most young people were looking at what they don't have, and they were more like blaming the government of Kenya. The government has not done so much. There's no conducive environment, socioeconomic environment for employment. And that's where we are. But we looked at it in a different way, and I wanted to first empower the individual, because we believe that if an individual is empowered, if they know who they are, if they get to learn about themselves, if they embrace themselves, if they love themselves, then they can go to the world and share what they have. In my culture, we say you can never give what you don't have. So you cannot share what you don't have. So we went and used one of the techniques that individual as an asset. That is what the ABC talked about. It talks about individual as an asset. And this is not focusing as an individual, as a single entity of the community. And now we do what we call individual asset profiling. So we look at you as an individual, as a young person. Who are you? We let you learn about yourself, explore yourself, and map your own assets. You look at your skills, capacities, strength, and talents. So I look at myself as a young person, maybe as Esther, then I ask myself, who am I? What am I good at? What are my strengths? What are my inherent talents? What are my capacities and abilities and talents? And as I focus on myself, I now realize that the opportunities in the world or in the community that I exist, where my skills, my talents, what I can be able to do are needed. So I move from a perception or a mindset of there exists nothing I can do, or I need the help of the government to find out what I need to do. And I now find myself that there's actually an opportunity that exists in the community that I am, that I need to go and utilize my skills. And that was the importance of now looking at an individual. And now when the individual get confident, when they become more confident, when they feel like they have power inside, the inner power, now they cannot step out to go and do more to the community. They cannot step out and start using their skills, either for income earning, either as community change agents, either for leading others behind the cause they believe in. The moment they get in touch with themselves, the moment they realize who I am, the moment they get the self-power and they embrace the beauty and the goodness of just being me and what I have. And this was a very powerful technique that I've always advocated to everyone who is doing community development. And what we realized, some of the young people are now even employers. They realized I have a skill. Maybe probably I'm good in hairdressing. I'm good in community organizing. I am good in maybe making mats. In Kenya, we make a lot of mats and kiodos. And one example, I realized one young woman who came to this series of conversations and training, and now coming to mentorship, when she realized that she's very good in management and she's very good, she has a skill of hairdressing, she went and grew up her hairdressing business with confidence, even to an extent of training others. And out of that, she has been able to build an institution that has employed more than 30 people. So can we first, so our focus is, can we first focus on that individual in the community? Can we first empower her? Because as long as she feels disempowered, as long as she feels timid, as long as she feels limited, she can contribute very little to community development. So individuals an asset, wisdom and technique number one. So can we move on? And then Now you brought me to believe I'm a good teacher. You brought me to believe that I'm a good cook. You've brought me to believe that I can be a farmer. You brought me to believe that I can actually be a political activist. Now, how do I move on? Where do I get where I want to be? And that was our second, now that I know who I am, where do I get? And here we used the ABCD principle of the power of association. Can we get the people who are like you to come and mentor you? And that's what you're talking about, matching and connection. And now would think you're very good, you're skilled cook. Yes, you love doing it. And part of it was also, can you educate for professional growth? Can you educate that natural skill? And can we get people to mentor you? And that's where the matching comes. And I'm saying it's the power of association in the ABCD. And what will happen is, if you want to be a cook, can I get you for an experienced, successful chef? And then the chef comes in as a mentor. If you want to work for governance, can I get you for a successful person working for the government in the area of interest, in your area of interest? And when we connect you, what you're calling matching, the role of the mentor now, who is not a professional, more experienced, more skilled, older than the mentee, is to journey with the mentee. And there's many ways you can journey with the mentee. One is for professional growth. Now tell them the nitty-gritties. What does it take to be a successful lawyer? What does it take to be a successful farmer? How is the journey? What challenges are found along the way? Which values need to be strongly ingrained in you to succeed in this career? You know, like values of responsibilities, values of hard work, the value of integrity, the value of sharing and love. Which of these values do you need to have? Can we start talking about them? Can I tell you how it has been, interpersonal relationship, you know, networking in this particular profession? How is it? So, and the know-how does only take the mentee as a knowledge transfer, but it's also the art of learning the skill. You get the knowledge, then what skills do you need to learn? So the mentor as a professional, experienced individual who is an adult and older than the mentee, would even given a chance to the mentee to come into their workspace, you know, volunteer, what you'd call like job shadowing, and work with the mentee, working with them, and let them, a mentee just be them, you know, in that experience. And apparently, some of the mentees feel like, is this my place? Is it not me? And is it what I want to get into, or is it not what I want to get into? And so the individual would work with the mentee for about a year. And that allowed the mentee to gain more confidence, experience, you know, get the right attitude to what they want to do, and now become part of that community, engaging in doing a resourceful activity, resourceful project, having someone behind them holding their hand and telling them, yes, it is possible. And this led to a lot of success. And I know each one of us has varied mentors in your life, because you need someone to hold your hand and believe in you and affirm you. And this was what it was all about. So I have my individual assets. Can I not have the power of association? Can I be connected to people believing the things I do? It is a marvelous, it is a very good technique that does not only leave the individual thinking, what is it I want to do for my community, but I step in with confidence and now getting the boldness, being bold enough, you know, to just do what they believe now they're supposed to do in their community. And even to an extent of telling you, where do we source resources? Because probably this skill needs some resources to be supported to get started. How do I network with the existing financial institutions, philanthropic organizations, for both knowledge and maybe resources? So, and even your individual, as an individual, where do you start? The concept, can we start small? As some of the CEOs who give our mentee stories, how they started small. You know, they started just small, and how they have walked up the ladder, and keeping the faith that is possible. So that is it. the Powers Association as a concept and a principle of ABCD is very strong, especially when you want to bring synergies together, which is, I thought it a very important aspect that you should not leave out. So let's go to number 3, the technique, the paradigm shift of community groups to individuals. And what was happening in Kenya when we talked about unemployment? The government tried to come up with ways of empowering the youth by providing resources that they needed, maybe to come up with micros or small businesses that they can be able to utilize and optimize their skills and earn income and also help their community. And a lot of funds, including donor funding that came to co-fund the government funding, has been put into this. We had models of Kenya called the Youth Enterprise Fund, some Kiswahili words for Kenya called Uwezo Funds. You can, let's give you some money. And what they'll do, they'll gather groups, people call them common interest groups. So they bring us together as young people coming from one community. And maybe they'll just do what we call community asset mapping and say, this place is very good for agriculture. Can we ask them to be doing agribusiness? Can we put them in a group where they cannot grow crops, where they can rear rabbits, where they can rear chicken? Can we do that? And so they bring a group of like minimum 20 people, young people, and then they fund them, they give them money as a group and tell them, can you now embark on this project? But the project, and I had yesterday presentation speak of the same, only existed as long as there was support. The moment the donor or the government or the benefactor withdraws, the group dies. So yeah, we are disrupting the concept of perception of other people thinking that we can because this is what exists for us. And when I've been looking at it and doing my own research, and after talking to those groups, some of the groups that were brought together and broke up, I realized we missed on technique number 1. We didn't map individual assets. Who told you I'm interested in farming? Am I good at it? Can I commit to it? Do you have passion? So the people who succeeded in these groups, it could be one person or 3 people who, of course, if you mapped the individual asset and you did their profiling, they dream about farming. They're very good in farming. They came from farming families that nurtured them towards that way. But the others, they didn't have interest. They thought they can succeed because they're a group. They did it thinking they're coming out of poverty, only to find that they only misappropriated the funds of the government or whichever organization had given them money. And we could not tell after that, what is it that we have done? So my thinking and my advocacy has been, my advocacy messages to any development agents that are looking towards working with community groups. Let's first get to know the individual interests. And if you're going to put groups together, let's put like-minded people. And like-minded people doesn't mean they come from homogeneous communities that have similarities. Like-minded people means they have similar dreams. They want to embark in similar missions. They have shared skills. You know, maybe me and Charles, we are good at teaching, so we can embark on teaching. Maybe me and my friend, we are good at another skill like cooking. So all of us can have a similar skill, have similar talents, that like a sports club or a sporting club. You don't bring people together just because they love sports. You map what is it their interests. And when it comes to development, we need to also think about that. We don't bring people together because they come from the same community. We don't bring people together because they are poor and they need help. We don't bring people together because there's a group of women, and we're talking about women empowerment in the 21st century and under the SDGs goals. No, we don't bring people together because there's an agenda that is coming here and we're talking about equity in education. No. We bring people together and not gathering them, because what other community practitioners thinking they're developing communities have done is gathered a group of individuals to come, not gathering them. We are profiling individuals with common interests, have certain assets, and they can have a common goal and a vision to embark on, and their shared skills. And the synergies become so much unlimited. And those are the people who have been able to set companies, community organizations that are very strong, and can now even bring others as they mentor them to come over. So, and that's what I've called the paradigm of shift of community groups gathering, not to bring groups of common interests with common skills, common talents, common interest in terms of what is it that they want to see and their dreams. And in this, now as you discuss, you bring the larger dream of the community, but birthed from individuals thinking, visualizing, seeing their community the way they want to see it, and thinking and believing they have what it takes. They have the skills, they have the talents, they have the abilities, they have the capacities to explore the opportunities that exist in their own communities, in their own country, and not get in and do what is it takes to be done or needs to be done to prepare the community to develop. So you'd get individuals are interested in environment, and so they come up with an environment action. They want to do waste management. And because they all believe in the same thing, they can also who to help. They can dream big. They can see beyond what they are doing there. You know, that is what has really worked for community groups from our own experience. And that's what I would give as an advice to anyone who wants to work with community groups.
Okay, thank you very much. I guess all of you have heard now from Esther. And what I just wanted to ask, can we we didn't really go into smaller groups, but I would just like us to share how mentorship and ABCD is connected. Maybe I would like to hear your opinions on the same and your different ideas about the ABCD and mentorship in your own context. Yes, I can see actually someone has asked a question on the chat, and how do you mobilize mentors knowing that we live in a country where people are extremely busy pursuing whatever they can for their livelihoods? Do they volunteer or do they pay them? Okay.
Mentors are volunteers, and it's about network. And it's about, there are people who are willing to share who they are. There are people who are willing to give to, I'm willing myself. I'm a mentor. I've met even CEOs who are very busy, extremely busy, and they're mentors. Because in all your 24 hours, if you're committed to it and you love doing it, because again, mentors is not for everyone. It's for people who love doing, who love sharing who they are, who love giving their time to others. It's not for everyone. So you don't go telling everyone, I know you see you're very experienced. I know you are a very good teacher. I know you're a very good farmer. You get a chance to no, you first identify them. You say, who do I know is in this area? You can even search in their website and then ask them, are they willing to volunteer? Mentors come in as volunteers. Are they willing to volunteer to give their time to a young person as a mentee who would want to work with them, and can they hold their hand to learn more about their area of interest? And you also give them the tips, because they don't, sometimes they don't know what mentoring is. They're just individuals who want to be mentors, but they don't know what it is. So you have to have a section for mentors, or maybe what you know, whether it's informal, whether it's a call, and tell them what is it like to mentor? What is it is expected for you to mentor as a mentor? And there has to be certain rules, because you cannot mentor me like you're meeting me, whether it's on Zoom, whether it's on call, once in 3 months. It might not be of gain to the mentee. And so it's for those who are committed and they're there. As much as we are busy, I think we still have time to give. It's not for everyone. It's not that you go lulling everyone, let's come. You even inquire from them, you ask them questions, and you listen from them. Are they willing to commit to this course? So it's another course that you want to commit to.
Yes, and I can also see that Karen has just, you trained the mentors in ABCD. What we did, there's a format of getting mentors. As Esther says, mentorship is also a calling, just like teaching, just like nursing. You just don't get in and become a mentor. It's a calling, and you have to have the interest into it. And we live in a world where people are we have different characters. And sometimes you might match someone with a person who might even hurt them, or might temper with their growth. So what you do, you have also to analyze who is this mentor and how do you know them, and what is their background. You have to go deep and try to dig into their background, try to understand them. Before you even do the matching, you have understood who the mentor is, from their background, from their skills, from what they love, from the part they've worked in their life. So yes, the mentors have to go a certain training. We just don't adapt them and give them someone to work with them. Okay.
I'm really interested to hear whether you then have young people mentoring other young people, like that peer-to-peer mentoring, rather than, you know, that older person where there can be a bit of a power imbalance between an older person mentoring a younger person. Do you have any of that peer-to-peer mentoring happening within the cohort?
Yes, we have peer-to-peer mentoring works very strongly. Of course, because we speak the same language, we have the same age. But it also takes two faces. The peer mentor must have some experience that allows them to be able to mentor the other peer. So like someone who is like, I'm 25, I've made it, I'm a very good farmer, like in Kenya, people do farming. And I have another young person who is like me, who would want to work with me. Yes, I can do that. Peer-to-peer mentoring is also very strong when it comes to influencing values and character, because we're in the same world space. We almost think in the same, and also influencing the future dream. The future dreams means we can actually work together to see this happen. And even when it comes to groups of community interest groups, the ones we said community groups, peer-to-peer mentoring works. Peer-to-peer mentoring works very well, because now when you bring people of the same age group, and now they believe in the big dream, and there's so much they share, including skills and talents, they start believing in the power of us and seeing the future that is bright. I found it as a very strong technique when it comes to mentoring. It's actually stronger than when you attach just a person to a person older than them, because there are things we can't speak with a younger person who is not my age. There's a perception they have of me. You know, there's a perception they have of me as an adult, as a caring adult, and actually as an older person, I come in as a caring adult. That's a my dad dream, not a parent, but a caring adult. But as a peer mentor, I come in to see the other person as a partner, you know, as a person we can work with together in this journey to see, to actualize our dreams, to bring back our visions. That is how we do it. Yeah, peer-to-peer mentoring is very strong. Yeah.
Yes. Now, I think, okay, how do you encounter teens? How do you encourage teens or youth to participate? I mean, young people love different things. And the way you can bring young people into board is by giving them that space that makes them feel appreciated, that makes them feel like they're part of what is happening. And how do you do that? You do that by looking into what they love. When you bring what someone loves into that space, then they become part of it. Young people do love music, young people do love art, young people do love sports. So you have to incorporate all these into that aspect of mentorship. And if you do that, then they become part of what you're doing. And that's how we are trying to encourage them. So we broaden the space for young people to be part of the mentorship process and make it more fun, because when there's fun, then they become part of it. They come and join the bandwagon and they move with it. So yes, that happens.
And then giving them hope. Everyone, including myself, I need hope that it is possible, it can be done. You know what it takes, no? Those encouragement. Just the word you use, encouragement. No, I've brought young people on board that never thought there is anything for them. You know, what is this mentorship? I don't think, and you know, mentorship is not counseling. Why do I need to be there? Do I have a problem? It's not. That's not coming from a perception of help. We are not helping you. We are just empowering you. You know, we are igniting you. You know, we are just making you feel, get to know yourself and love yourself and get to the world and do the things you dream about. Everyone wants to talk about their dream. They want to talk about my best me, you know. And in mentorship, this is what you tell them. We are bringing out that we are trying you to add and correlate the powers in the best you. And so when someone is best me, yes. And now you let them talk about themselves more and think about themselves more, rather than see you as a person coming just to help. Yes.
Yes, I think ABCD has opened our eyes, and I was part of the first mentorship team that was in 2017, and to be honest, that team opened a lot in me, because it's from that where I realized actually my career is more into community, and that's how I joined university to do my BA in Human Sustainable Development. And during that team, so many young people actually got a lot. We have so many testimonies of the first team of the mentorship, because people realized their careers. People realized that I was meant to be a teacher. People realized that it was actually a new idea that we brought to the community that was never there. And through that idea, people started realizing self-awareness. You know, because in Africa, there's this thing where people don't look at things like self-awareness. We grow, we just grow. But then we brought this and people started realizing, so we need to engage each other for us to understand who we are, you know, and it really worked. And it worked for very many people. So it has been good.
Yeah, I'm also a product of mentorship. I believed in mentorship for a long time, since I was young, and even when I was a student at the university. But I didn't see people doing it and succeed until I got into a mentor class. And had very strong mentors, and I remember some like Dr. C.D. Trim, and the fact that she's a PhD mentor, and then the fact that she's doing it professionally, she's grown a global audience. And the moment I connected with them, there's this power of connection, what you're calling the power of association. You feel more confident. You feel like you're more certain of who you are. And that's when I said, if they can do it, I can do it. You know, and I get to know how they're doing it. Can I also do it? And what the word is about, deprecating models that work. So I've told mentees, just replicate. You bring your own individualness in a unique space, but we all fit in a global space. So you learn what they're doing, pick what they can be able to do. Yes, copy if you want to copy, but because you're an individual, you'll not do it like me. There's some individual aspects or qualities that will exhibit in me, because that is who I am and that is me. So realizing your core genius as an individual and seeing others that have done it is very important. And that is what most young people have lacked, someone to affirm them. Yes, they know. They have a dream inside them, behind their mind. They see what they can be able to do. There's something they do so well, but no one has affirmed them. The process of affirming. And I think it's also in the community as we come to the ABC saying, look at the half grass. What is it that I have? And what is it that I can share with the world? Yes.
Yes, and someone had just asked, for how long will the mentorship take to ensure that mentee can work on their own in journey of life? Is there a span of time it should take? Yeah, how we structured the framework of the mentorship first for the training is a year, you know, And through 12 months, then you have to work with we have given 3 elements of life that someone has to look at. And number 1 is, who am I? You have to first realize who you are. And through who you are, we engage you and we engage each other and open up that space of where you need to know your values. You need to know what you love. You need to know your character. You need to know your personality as a person. And that one helps you. And number 2, we looked into, where am I going? Because after realizing who you are, then you need to know, where am I going? And that one, as a mentor and mentee, we work together to understand, where am I going as a person, you know? And number 3, we looked into, how do I get there? Which is the last one. And it's just an element, but still, it doesn't mean that after the 1 year that you have been trained as a mentor, as a mentee, then we leave you on your own to work on your own. The journey for mentorship continues. It's a journey of a lifetime. Because as we move, we realize every now and then we are looking to different things, and we need someone to keep on working with us.
So, okay. So I think I've shared the key techniques that have worked for us practically. I'm still advocating, I'm still working with young people and getting them to believe in themselves. And what I believe myself is that we are equipped. Every individual is not poor. We are not poor. We have what we need to contribute positively to our community and to better even our own self, our own life. We have naturally inherent gifts within us. And those ones are already in us. Those are the ones we need to educate. Those are the ones we need to fine tune. Those are the ones we need to find opportunities to use in. Yes.
Maybe can we just have something to share on the topic, because we have given you what you've done about mentorship. Does it really happen? Do you feel like it's part of what ABCD brings to the space of development? Maybe you can have a sharing on that.
Did we lose Michelle? We must have.
Yes, Michelle said she had to leave for prepping for another session.
Oh, she is too. She's hosting the next one. I'm just thinking of that kind of mentorship leadership, because I heard Michelle say something about it, and she's a very strong advocate for it, which was why she would have kind of brought it up. But thinking from the ABCD perspective, if we're looking at mentor leaders, which is kind of, you know, that peer leadership as well, it reminds me of the saying from ABCD about leading by stepping back, that we're constantly doing this dance, you know, in between these kind of roles that we play when we're applying or part of an ABCD process. So, because I think it's hard, particularly like for a young person, if they were labeled or given a title like as a leader or a mentor, that might be something they find they can't live up to, or it goes to their head. There's too much expectation there. Whereas if it's kind of, they can be fluid and move in between those roles, then it's also for the leaders like yourselves who are holding that space for them, because you are also those mentor leaders. Does that make sense? Like, it's this really kind of fluid movement between those roles. And I guess an awareness around that is really important as well, because otherwise people could get lost and it'll seem like a big soup. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of an example, because I feel like I've just turned it into a soup comment. But it is those kind of balancing those roles, I guess. I'll try and think of an example.
Yes, someone is just asking. I can see Karen. Karen is just asking, you have described the depth and the quality very well. I'm just wondering about the quantity. How many groups of 20? How many groups? 20, how many individuals? How many mentors?
The group has no minimum number. The group of 20 is what you talk about when a development agency want maybe to start. And that is the group has no minimum number. I can even mentor one person. It's the mentee in interest that gives me way forward. And the mentors are different because, for instance, someone is saying they're a social worker or they're being mentored by a social worker. So I map a social worker to mentor a social worker, a person who has interest in becoming a social worker, or I map a farmer to mentor a farmer. So there is no minimum of who can I work with, how many people can I work with. You can start with that individual mentee who has interest, if you have time to commit, and start working with them in a journey. The number can only come if you want to do like what you're calling community conversations, or if you want to do trainings, because again, it gives very little barrier to train just one person, especially if you're doing it on voluntary basis. And also when you want to bring what you call peer mentoring, because if you're not working in a group, sometimes you don't find the peer mentors a lot. So it has, but I would say don't feel stuck. Don't hold because I don't have numbers. Start with that one interested individual who wants to mentor.
Yeah. So you started in 2017. How many people have been through your program?
We have trained more than 300 youth. More than 300 youth. It's a big task. At the beginning, it was a big task, but the moment you get known, it's easy now for people to come. You know, they spread the word. You know, they talk about what mentorship is about. We've had very good success stories for people now coming to terms with who they are and even going back and doing. And also, it's also a chance to show. I remember there was a girl I was mentoring and she was interested in doing women empowerment program through a program for Kenyan slum, provision of sanitary towels. And she kept saying, this is a dream for the future. You know, I know only organizations do this. I need to be in the UN Women. I said, no, can you start with your friends? Can you correct sanitary towels from your friends? And she's now in the university. Of course, she's doing something different because she was interested in doing nursing, which is part of also caregiving. But she does that and she gives to the community. So even bringing what they see like a future dream closer to today, it can be done and start small. So a lot of success stories and transiting out to be, when you become individual, success starts with an individual. You have to agree to that. As much as we want to say we want a very successful community, you know, we want a community that has zero enrollment, you know, education enrollment is for all. We want a community that women's rights are respected. That boils down to the individual, their values, what they believe in, and what they can be able to do. So can we first get the individual to believe in themselves, walk in the path of getting the self-success? As they walk towards that, now they get more to share to contribute to community success.
And have some of the youth started to write down or express to you in some way the value that they are seeing from the program?
Pardon?
Have some of the young people expressed to you or written down the value that they're getting from the program, the way that they feel more valued? Are they talking about that? Have you got some documentation or?
Yes, we have so many testimonies from young people, and actually I'll be putting them in a folder on the folder that we are sharing for this session, and maybe you can be able to look at them. because many people have written successful stories on how the mentorship process has helped them. And again, some of them are now mentees for other mentees. Some of them are becoming mentors for the mentees who are now joining the system of mentorship. So we are already working with them. We are making the program more sustainable. We are now taking the mentors, the mentees that took the mentorship program to become the mentors for the others who are joining the program. You know?
And it must be having an impact in the whole region if you've got that number of people who are feeling valued.
Yes.
So I think
our time is over.
No, we have 7 minutes.
Okay.
Yes. I think I'll just appreciate for all the ABCD fraternity. Yes. And maybe I'll ask, do you have any other comment before our time closes up?
No, I just think it's incredibly powerful what you've achieved in the time since, like, I remember when Ruben was saying he was coming to visit, and I just think from, you know, when he first came over and started the training to what you've done now is just incredible. Yeah, I'd just like to thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been a very powerful story.
Mm-hmm.
So you can share the email for whoever wants to reach us. Share the email.
Yeah, maybe you can just share. Let me just share my email for whoever wants to reach us.
Yep.
Okay. I appreciate the whole process because ABCD is really a new way of doing things, and ABCD is taking shape in Kenya because you've been used to the other models of development, the conventional models, but now ABCD is taking shape, and I see many people getting interested. We have had the first ABCD conference, and the response was good. And the best idea is that many people don't know about the ABCD idea, so it's a good opportunity for us to engage even more communities on how they can build from within, and that is what we are doing. So it's really, really a good moment for us in growth and development, and in many programs, not only in mentorship, but we're also doing different things.
And as I conclude, I'd like to say that I also invite you to be mentors. If you think you're rich in your own experience and what you do, and you do it very well, and you'd like to engage or walk a journey with another young person, it is fulfilling, you know, to share your life and tell them this is what it is about. All we need is get to us, let's know what are your skills, what you think you can share with a mentee, and maybe you can organize sections with some of our mentees to maybe have Zoom with you or talk with you and let them have their own journey with you. So, and wherever you are, in whichever community you are, wherever, which country you are, the young people need someone to hold their hands. Let's hold their hands. Let's share our failures as well. And always think like, yeah, someone has held my hand when I was very young. I would have been bold enough not to break the ceilings of the limitations that I've had in my life. So I'm willing to tell them, let's walk the journey. And as we make mistakes, it's okay. We can make mistakes, but we can jump the hurdles and walk on. And mentoring does not stop. I'm still being mentored by one of our board members because she's in her 70s. She's been rich in this career for education. So she's telling me what works and what doesn't work. And I think I've learned a lot. I'm growing better and better. So let's take that responsibility. Can we share our life with a younger person? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I think our time is up and we have to leave, but we appreciate. We thank you for this opportunity to share what we have, what you've been doing, and maybe learning from others. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Kenya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.